You are welcome for this session. We are going to look at forming a quadratic equation. My name is Kazuba Steven. Now, when we are forming a quadratic equation, when we are given the roots of the equation are like are the solutions to a given equation. So how do you form that equation? So in order for us to form that equation that they want, when we are given the roots, we shall utilize we are going to be utilizing this relation whereby we have x squared minus the sum of the roots plus the product of the roots is equal to 0. So how do we go about it? Take an example. They want us to form a quadratic equations whose roots are 2 and -3. So I'm going to teach you the two approaches. The first one, we can use this relation that x squared minus the sum of the roots x, then plus the product is equal to 0. So here our roots we have 2 and -3. So when they talk about sum is addition. So we shall say sum of the roots. So sum of the roots, we shall say this is 2 plus -3, and 2 plus -3, you'll end up with -1. Then the product, so the product of the roots, we are going to have 2 times -3, which will give us -6. So after obtaining those roots, what you have to do, you come back here where there is sum of the roots, you substitute. Where there is product, you substitute. So I'll have now my x squared minus the sum of the roots. So my sum, I got my answer as -1x, then plus the product, which was -6, is equal to 0. So negative and negative, we read the positive, so I have x squared plus, instead I don't know, okay, plus 1x minus 6 is equal to 0. And therefore, I can write our equation in a better way as x squared plus x minus 6 is equal to 0. Alternatively, the second approach that we can use, method 2, we can say that let our roots be x equals to 2, and then x is equal to -3. So what are you going to do? We are going to do a backflow. So we have x is equal to 2. So this is the same as x minus 2 is equal to 0. Then we have x is equal to -3. So this is the same as x plus 3 is equal to 0. So what we do after, we shall have these two multiply together. So we shall say x minus 2 and x plus 3 is equaling to 0. So what we do next is that we open the brackets. So we shall have x into x plus 3, then minus 2 into x plus 3 is equal to 0. So here, when we open, we shall have x squared plus 3x minus 2x minus 6 is equal to 0, which will have x squared. 3x minus 2x gives us an x minus 6 is equal to 0. So that's how you can approach it. You can use any approach that is easier for you. We can have another number, and we try out. We can try out another number. Another number we are going to try out. We are going to try out this number. Still, we have been given two roots, given the roots of the equation, and those roots that they have given us, they have given us 8 and 4. So we have 8 and 4 as our roots. So for the first approach, we can say that x squared minus the sum of the roots. Here we shall have the x plus the product will equal to 0. So here we shall say x squared minus sum of the roots, which is 8 plus 4, x, then plus the product. The product, we shall have 8 times 4 equaling to 0. So this will give us x squared minus, so when you have 8 plus 4, that is 12. So we shall have here 12x plus when you multiply 8 times 4, you'll end up with 32 is equal to 0. And that is our quadratic equation. Now, in case you want to use the second approach, or what we are calling our method 2, you shall say that x is equal to 8 and x is equal to 4. So you take it back, you take the 8 this side, so you have x minus 8 will equal to 0, and this side we shall have x minus 4 equaling to 0. So you are going to multiply the two factors. So you have x minus 8, x minus 4 equaling to 0. So when we are opening the brackets, remember this x multiplies everything. So I say x into x minus 4, but also minus 8 will multiply x minus 4 equaling to 0. So when we open, we shall have x squared minus 4x minus 8x. Then when I multiply our 8 times 4, we shall end up with our 32 equals to 0. So we shall have x squared minus 4 minus 8, that is minus 12x, then plus 32 equals to 0. So you can use any approach that you really want. So, and all of them, they will lead you to the same answer. Okay, another one we can try out. We have the roots. They have given us our roots as -4, and the second root has been given as -3 and 2. So still we can do the same, x squared minus the sum of the roots, x plus the product is equal to 0. Please feel free, if you don't want to use x, you can use another variable, y, z, m, any can work as well. So we can say x squared minus the sum, which is now our roots. We have -4 plus -3 out of 2, x, then plus the product, which is going to be -4 times -3 out of 2 is equal to 0. So here we shall have x squared minus. Now, when you have -4, plus -3 out of -3 out of 2. When you add them, you are going to end up with here. You are going to allow me to. This is -11 out of 2x plus here by 2 1 by 2 2. So you end up with our 6. Because remember, this is going to be 2 times 3, which is 6, is equal to 0. So here, when you open brackets, you have x squared plus 11 out of 2x plus 6. Now, this equation, you can make it a bit much better. Because you are noticing you have a 2, that 2 can be removed by multiplying through by a 2. So when you multiply through by 2, say, times 2, times 2, times the 2, times the 2. It means that it's going to transform our equation in form of 2x squared plus our 11x plus our 12 is equal to 0. So this is the best. This is the best. Alternatively, when you are using the second approach, which we are calling the method 2, we shall say that x is equal to -4. So this means that x, when you take the -4 back this side, it will be x plus 4 is equal to 0. Then the second one, we have x is equal to -3 out of 2. So here we are going to do two things. We are going to first remove the 2 in the denominator. So meaning that we can multiply by 2, multiply by 2. So the moment we multiply by 2, we shall end up with 2x equaling to -3. After that, we take back our -3. So we shall have 2x plus 3 equals to 0. So then we multiply this and this. So I'll have x plus 4 into 2x plus 3 equaling to 0. So now when I open, I'll have this x multiplying everything. So to have 2x plus 3, then plus 4 into 2x plus 3. This one is equal to 0. So the moment we open, we shall have 2x squared plus 3x plus our 8x plus the 12 is equal to 0. So this will give us 2x squared. So 3x plus 8, that is 11x, then plus the 12, which is equal to 0. So you can use any of the two approaches. Also the one that you feel that it is easy for you, or the one you have understood very well. So here I can give you some numbers that you can try out. So you are going to try out these few numbers and then check out whether you have understood the concept of forming our the equations. So our numbers that we are going to try out here. The first one, form a quadratic equation whose roots are, so number one, these are the roots that we have. So I want you to form an equation. You have 3 and then 4. Number 2, you have 3 out of 2 and 5. Then number 3, you have -2 and -3. And then the last one, number 4, you have -3 out of 4 and you have 8. So form a quadratic equation whose roots are those ones. Okay, have a lovely day and wish you all the best.